JG, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, very well. Thanks for having me on, Liquid. It's been a while since I come on the Liquidator podcast, and no better time just before the World Cup. We've both been talking about it off stream. We've had the song, the excitement's brewing. We've got the groups, and we've got about a day until it all kicks off. So I can't wait.
Mate, I'm buzzing. The song's been released. Go and check that out on the channel, guys. If you haven't already, go and hit it a like. It really does help out. It cost me a bit of money. So, yeah, it would help out. By the way, if you don't know, JG is from the Game to Love, not just the tennis podcast, Game to Love tennis podcast, but also Game to Love Extra as well. They do a lot of good stuff over there, so go check them out. All 4 or 5 of you. They need all the help they can get, so they would very much appreciate it. And if you haven't already, please do smash that like button. It really does help out the channel. We have got Master Ball back in saying Australia's going to shock the world. RM thinks Mexico isn't going to score. Master Ballbeck says, have you seen the problems, France? They're in shambles. Well, let's see. Cross-court tennis, Mr. David's in.
We've got David in. How are we doing, David? Yeah. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks, Davide. Mexico should stick to boxing and drug dealing. Well, the less said about that, the better. And we've got Angus in as well, so it's good to have you guys in. As mentioned, please do smash that like button and subscribe if you're new. There might be some new people in here, maybe not. So, it's the World Cup, people. It is here. We are less than 2 days away now until Qatar face off against Ecuador in the first match. JG, are you buzzing?
Yes, massively, because it's the World Cup. However, I must say, out of all of the World Cups, I don't want to put a dampener on your episode, but this one definitely has a complete different feel. It's in the middle of the year. It's in a country where it should not be, quite frankly. I mean, people died building the stadium. Yeah. It's a complete disgrace. The whole fact of how they're hiring fans as actors to fake support nations is cringe. Like, there's so many things I can just attack. However, saying all of that, the optimist inside of me knows it's a World Cup. And me and you, we've known each other for a few years. Yeah. The excitement of a World Cup, especially where we live, is huge. Like, there isn't a bigger sporting event across any sport, in my opinion. And I like a lot of them. But with football, the World Cup is the pinnacle of any sport, of all football. And I just can't wait to see who's able to win the title. And maybe we could see a bit of a freak result. Everyone's saying Brazil, Argentina. It's in a bit of a weird time in Qatar. I think maybe we could see a bit of a surprise.
I mean, look, I have got a £5 bet on my good friends Canada to win the tournament. I've got £5 on. If Canada win the tournament, Liquidator's got £1,000, and I will say this now. If they win, I will make a Canada World Cup winners song.
No, what I want to know is, will you drink a bottle of maple syrup on the stream if Canada win?
I'll shove a bottle of maple syrup up my arse, mate. If that's what happens.
Do you know who else will be happy if Canada win? Ben. He drew them in the sweepstake today.
Ooh, so me and Ben both going for Canada. Just going to go to the comments. We've got Angus predicting Brazil for a win.
Boring.
Maybe I'm the same as you, Angus. We've got BSG, Brandon Sadler-Gray in all the way over from GTL. This World Cup will be very interesting, but possibly not for the right reasons, as you just mentioned. Master Ballbeck's going for Brazil. David saying, glad Scotland chose to abstain from this World Cup. Don't know about that, mate. Scotland are just shocking. Yeah. Okay. Shall we get into it?
Yes.
We have got the groups on the screen. I did do a prediction video a while back, actually. As soon as the groups were announced, I did a full prediction video, and I made a few crazy, outlandish predictions. But I'm going to try and do this as seriously as possible today. And for that reason, I've got Qatar top of Group A.
You mean they're in top right now, or are you going to have a finishing top?
I've got Qatar finishing top of Group A.
Qatar.
Yeah, for the song. Check out the song, guys. No, let's play it seriously.
You did a song? Sorry, you haven't mentioned it yet.
Yeah, just a little Qatar World Cup song 2022.
Sorry, first I've heard you speak about it.
Sorry, I just want to read this comment out. Master Ballbeck wants Australia, but then Angus is saying you can drink an entire bottle of Cutty Sark Canadian Scotch if Canada wins. Cutty Sark? That's in bloody Greenwich, mate.
It's still nicer than a bit of maple syrup, mate. So you take what you can get. But let's stick to Group A.
Yeah, Group A.
And with the Group A, we've got Qatar, Ecuador, Senegal, Netherlands. Qatar, the home nation. In terms of football, I did watch a match of them not too long ago, and I was impressed. I don't know if you just call me crazy. I thought they played actually some good football at times. And they're not a team that just pump it long. They like to play the beautiful game. Qatar in their home country. I know we've got Samuel Eto'o predicting that Qatar are going to knock out England in the second round, which is bizarre.
What crack's he been smoking?
But listen, can Qatar get out of this group?
Look, let me tell you this. I thought maybe, just maybe they could, but you're mentioning you've seen them play. Yes, Qatar, Asian Cup champions 2019, which is the Asian version of the African Cup of Nations, Euros, etc. So they are the in-form Asian team, albeit 3 years ago. I watched them play against Canada, who were a team I rate highly, and they got absolutely destroyed 4-0 in a warm-up to the World Cup. And you mentioned that they play decent football. That will be their downfall. Because what they were trying to do against Canada was play out from the back. All this.
I've noticed they do that. It's a bit. Yeah. It's quite nice. I don't mind it, but we see it in the Premier League when teams come up and they try to play that sort of brand of football. Yeah. We had it with Norwich when they did it last year. Straight back down to the Championship. It just doesn't work again. You just get found out. You have the one good match here and there. In a tournament like this, it's going to be tough. But I don't know if we're going to get straight into different predictions or you're doing them at the end. But are we doing group A predictions?
I'm going to go group by group. I'll go group by group.
Okay.
For the group stages anyway, because I'm going to say it now. I think I'm actually going to stick to what I did earlier in the year. I think Senegal will top this group. I think Netherlands, although they're a very strong team, the likes of Van Dijk, Frenkie de Jong, of course, Memphis Depay. I think Senegal, I think they're going to go on a run this year. I really, really do.
Well, is Mane even playing or is he injured?
Oh, shit. Yeah, that could be an issue.
Well, that could be. I hate to throw that in there, though, Lee, but I know it's your podcast and I don't want to crank your style, but I feel like he's injured. So Senegal without Mane.
Right. Liverpool Netherlands top Mane. Senegal second. Netherlands top Senegal second.
Okay, for me, I'm actually going to go for something different. I think that is Qatar, I feel like that's the boring one on paper. I'm actually going to have Netherlands top in the group and Qatar coming out in second place.
Come on, man. Look, you know me, I watch a lot of Asian football, yeah?
Well, you clearly don't watch any of Senegal. You did the African Cup of Nations. You didn't know anything about Mane.
I'm sorry, but Ecuador are leaps and bounds above Qatar. I'm sorry, I just have to say it.
Okay, well, that's fair enough, mate. Who they got? Ena Valencia, Ecuador.
Who have Qatar got?
Who have Qatar got? Do you want me to list the whole squad? You got Youssef Hussein, you got Pedro Miguel at the back.
Pedro Miguel, he sounds Qatari.
Mohamed Montari.
We've got Nemanja Djordjevic coming in saying Serbia will beat Brazil and Switzerland. We'll get onto that later. So JG's got Qatar going through in second. Yep. Yeah, Mane is missing the World Cup. So look, okay, from that perspective, I will revise my prediction then because I was highly dependent on Mane with Senegal. I'll go Netherlands and Ecuador.
Okay.
Mate, Ena Valencia, mate.
Finished. Washed up.
Done. Right, so you're going Qatar, Netherlands. I'm going Netherlands and Ecuador.
It's coming home.
Yeah, exactly. David says Ecuador finished ahead of Chile and other strong teams in qualifying, not to be sniffed at.
Yeah, they're not. No, I'm only joking. Ecuador are a good team. I think all of the South American teams, based off, I don't know if it was last World Cup or the World Cup before, they just looked the best drilled and the ones who a little bit more about them. So I really do like a South American outfit at a World Cup. And there's no surprise that if you look at who's won it the most, it is Brazil. And you've also got Uruguay winning it twice as well. So I do like...
that was a long time ago.
Argentina's won it twice. Historically, the football brilliance of the South Americans always comes through. And I think in a country like Qatar, that may be more prominent. I can't imagine Harry Kane dealing very well with the Qatari air. I think someone like...
Yeah, but I think people read into this. These are professional athletes, JG.
They are professional athletes, but it's Harry. Like, no offense, but these British players, I'm not sure if they can handle conditions abroad as well as a South American. You can't disagree with that.
No, I understand what you're saying to an extent, because the first time I played 11-a-side football in the heat of the sun in Singapore, for example, I'm living out there at the moment. It was tough.
Yeah.
You know me, I'm one of those people. I'll run up and down.
Exactly, but you need to factor that in. Like, it's tough.
Okay, I get what you're saying. Maybe Qatar on home soil. Okay, so that's Group A. Group B, this is an interesting one. I mean, I'm just going to say it straight away. England top. Easy. Yeah. Done.
I'm not even going to talk about it. I think they'll walk the group. United States, I know we had a bit of a wobble a few years back with Rob Green slipping out of his hands. I don't think we're going to have that sort of weak England outfit like we did then. We're in a different place now. Some people are saying we're up there as one of the favourites, probably third, fourth favourite, if you're being honest. But England as a top 5 nation to win a World Cup is a long way from where we were. Despite what the bookies said before, I know when we had the golden era of all these top players with Gerrard, Lampard, Rooney, Ferdinand, and we're just like putting them all together, and it just didn't gel. It was a complete mess, and everyone was saying, "Oh, this is a team that can win," but we never looked good. We never looked like a team. And I mean, you could probably make some similarities to Belgium. Now we are a team. Yeah, England, you can't frown, like you can't take the mick out of them. They are a good team now, and I think they'll be fine in this group. Probably the biggest threats being Wales. But I know you watch a bit of USA, so I'll let you speak about them.
The USA, and I hate to say this because I know I've got my friend Angus in the chat who is from the USA. The last time I watched them play against Japan, I think it was, terrible. Japan played them off the park, and Japan is a team I highly rate, and you'll see when we get onto the predictions later on my thoughts on them. But the USA, for me, are not there. They're tactically not at the required level. Their manager, I can't remember his name, but I remember talking about him on the last stream. Not a guy I rate. They came out of that Japan game with a completely wrong attitude, saying, "Oh well, it's a good little warm up." Like, no, I think they'll push Wales close. By the way, Iran are actually a decent side as well. Don't rule out Iran. Iran, even against England in that first game, I know we said, "Oh, we're coming top." They are going to cause problems. You look at the last World Cup, we just scraped past Iran 2-1. Do you remember that? Last minute. Iran are better than they were then. Iran are the banana skin. I'm telling you that now. If England could slip up against Iran.
Iran shouldn't be there, quite frankly, with everything that's going on in a political sphere, but we're not going to talk about that.
But this is sport. This is sport at the end of the day. If North Korea have been to the World Cup, mate.
Well, and they told... Do you know in North Korea, they told them that they won the World Cup. They beat Brazil in the final. They all celebrated. Yeah. There was street pies. Just quickly, we've got David in the live chat.
Yeah, go to
I know he's from Scotland. And there's a little bit of tension between Scotland and England, and he's making a few comments there. I just want to say, David, why are you so bothered by England still? You're a young kid. Like, why? I mean, I can understand the older generation, all of this tension with Scotland, England. Me, personally, I love the Scottish people, and I like Scotland. I don't know why this rivalry is still continuing, when for me, there isn't one.
I just got to get this person out the chat. Sorry, it's not funny. Let me.
I didn't see it. I can't see all the chat.
Yeah, you can't see it, but basically, someone being a bit racist.
Yeah. Well, we don't tolerate that at all.
Well, not racist, but against religion. So we'll leave that. Yeah, let's see. By the way, guys, JG's just chatting to David. Whilst we're going through the groups, let us know who you have got qualifying for each of the groups. So let's just wrap up Group B.
Yeah.
I've got England going through at the top, and I will go for Wales in second.
Yeah, exactly the same for me.
Earlier in the year, I was going for the USA, but given their recent form, I am going to go with Wales now. I think they're a good squad. Okay, nice. So we agree. That's good. We agree on something. I agree on that one. If you haven't already, there are 8 of you in right now. Please smash that like button if you haven't already. Get the video to 10 likes. We are 4 away. Group C. Now, this is a tough group.
Well,
when
you
we
have one
look
of the
at it.
strongest outfits in the whole draw in Argentina, and you've got the weakest outfit. So you could make a case for. So let's have a look. So Saudi Arabia,
You
for
think
me,
Saudi are the weakest?
I would say they're the weakest team in the
Oh,
tournament.
mate, the Saudi boys, bruv.
And I'm not sure who's going to agree, but if you look at the bookies odds, I did have a little look earlier. Saudi Arabia are bottom, but they're tied with three other or just one other nation. So it's Saudi Arabia and Costa Rica. So they are the two least backed teams in the World Cup, and I would agree with that. To be fair, but I'd put Saudi Arabia as the outright bottom. Argentina, on the other hand, you could make a case that they are either one or two. I really like Argentina's chances. Lionel Messi, he's coming into a bit of form at the moment with PSG. He's playing well. And how desperate would he be since what happened with Maradona now? He's no longer here. I think Messi would love to be able to just bring that extra life and love back to Argentina. And I think they're in for a real shot. So off that alone, I think Argentina will walk this group. I think they're going to do really well this World Cup.
So I think people are getting a bit carried away with Argentina. I think the Messi effect, it being his last World Cup, I think people are overrating their squad just a little bit. I know they've got Martinez, great player. I'm talking about the striker Lautaro Martinez, by the way, not Lisandro Martinez. Is he Argentinian at the back?
That's correct.
Yeah.
He's actually one of the favourites to get Golden Boot. Lautaro Martinez, sorry.
Lisandro Martinez.
No.
He's going to score a few headers.
Lautaro Martinez.
I do agree that they have a fantastic squad, but I don't know whether they're completely there yet for this World Cup. I don't know. There's something telling me that they might not do as well as people anticipate. But
well, I'm going to put a really weird name out there, which you're not going to expect. And he plays in the Premier League. Can you think of who I'm talking about for Argentina?
Argentina. I don't know.
Time up. So it is Alexis McAllister of Brighton. He's been called up for Argentina. And listen, Brighton are having a fantastic season.
Yeah.
They lost Graham Potter. Since they've not really looked like derailed at all. They're a top team. And that, I think McAllister is so important in that squad. He's a really good player, underrated by most, and he's been called up to the Argentina squad. And we know a few years ago with James Rodriguez, he just did an amazing performance and all of a sudden was put on the scale as like one of the best players in the world. Yeah. We could see something special from McAllister. And it's not always the big names people are expecting to turn up in a World Cup. There's always them big stories.
Yeah.
Look at the Mexico goalkeeper a few years back, or I think it was the Costa Rica goalkeeper, Keylor Navas, and they've become a name.
Yeah.
And it's a World Cup is an opportunity for any player on the big stage to do something special and become something great. Alexis McAllister, remember the name, because we'll all be talking about him after this World Cup.
Nah, man, come on. But you think everyone's going to be talking about McAllister and not Lionel Messi if Argentina win?
Well, I'm just putting it out there, Liam.
All right. Let's wrap up Group C. I think we both got Argentina winning.
Yep.
The group, yeah. Not the whole thing. You're going to get Adam winning the whole thing, I know it. And then second is a difficult one. We haven't spoken about Poland, Lewandowski. I do think, though, I think Mexico, although I don't really rate their squad at the moment, they always seem to put a decent run together.
Yep. Yeah, no, agreed. I'm not having Poland. I think it's an aging Lewandowski, and I'm more edging on Mexico. Yet again, the conditions, South American team. I do love my South Americans. I think they'll handle Qatar a little bit better. In terms of players who I really like, of course, Hirving Lozano. He was brilliant in the last World Cup. We've got him a good deal. He could do some damage for sure. Raul Jimenez is playing at Wolves, so I know he's been a bit of a shadow of a player.
I think he might be injured.
Well, I've seen he's been called up, so let's see if he may not get as many minutes as return. But the team's not great, really, looking for it right now. There's not many which sort of jump off the page to me. But of course, Hirving Lozano, I think, is awesome. Plays for Napoli at the moment.
Can I contextualise how quite crazy your Qatar to qualify thing is? Because if Qatar and Saudi Arabia played against each other, it'd be a very even match. just to.
I know.
And you're saying that Saudi are completely out of it. Mate, Saudi are arguably, although Qatar are the Asian Cup champions, Saudi are arguably better than Qatar. The only reason
Did Qatar not beat them though?
I don't think so. No, Qatar didn't have a qualifying because they're hosts. The only reason I think Qatar, in the bookmakers' eyes, are above Saudi is because they're on home turf.
Which I think does matter.
It does matter, and they have an easier group. But I don't know. Could the Saudi boys do it? Look, I'm gonna have Argentina and Mexico.
Yeah, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Let's keep going through the group. So into
Sam's
Group
in,
D.
By the way, welcome Sam. Good to have you in.
How we doing, Sam?
Like the video as well. Group D. So, look, I'm gonna go a bit crazy here. The way the group is currently ordered is how I'm having it finishing.
I knew you'd go Australia, but I think there's a little bit of bias there, purely because you cover them on the channel. That's a liquid pick. It's a bit of a liquid pick.
Yeah, but remember Tim Cahill of years gone by? Mitch Duke, mate. Do you know who Mitch Duke is, mate? He's one of the greatest strikers in the international scene. Mate, they've got Matt Ryan in goal. We call him Crackhead Ryan on the channel because he had this game against Japan where he was saving everything. I feel something this year. Australia got through by the skin of their teeth to this tournament, and now they have to grab the opportunity by the balls. And look, Tunisia are not a bad side either. Denmark are very good.
Yeah.
But the thing I'll say about Denmark is they're a team that hasn't really improved in the last few years. They got the likes of Christensen, Eriksson, I forget the guy that unfortunately had the heart issue on the pitch.
Yep.
Kasper
Schmeichel in goal.
Kasper Schmeichel.
Joachim Andersen. Simon Kjær from AC Milan. Is that the guy who helped the... that's who helped Eriksson, isn't it?
Yeah. Can you read out some of the Aussie players? Just because I know them, but I can't remember off the top of my head.
You got the bald guy, don't you?
Yeah. Moy. Aaron Moy. Mate, Aaron Moy is going to be pulling the strings against Christian Eriksen, mate.
I mean, I don't know any of these, but maybe you know some of them.
Fix Electronics says Mexico is not in South America. Yeah, can I just clarify that? Because he did say Mexico was in South America, but it's in Central America.
Yeah, apologies.
Yeah,
but still,
sorry, guys.
I think they'll still have a better chance than other nations in Europe.
Yeah. Okay.
Aaron Moy, that's who you said as well. Cameron Devlin from Hearts.
Devlin, not really too aware.
Jason Cummins.
There's a guy with a kind of Italian name. Is there a guy with a kind of Italian name?
Where does he play?
I think he's an attacker.
Fran Karacic.
Yeah, Karacic. That's the one. He's not Italian, but he's a good player.
Okay, well, I'm not fancying it at all. So with this, I'm actually going to be going. It might surprise you because everyone's going to be thinking France tops the group. Yeah. They're not going to top the group.
Oh, come on, mate. You ain't got Denmark.
I'm having Denmark top in the group. I think Denmark, D for Denmark, they top Group D.
I mean, it's just not happening though, is it?
Oh, I think it is. They've got all of their players are of good pedigree. I'm talking like good Italian league clubs, top Premier League clubs. They've just got some good players who play in the top leagues in different countries. I just like Denmark as a country. I think they're very resilient.
So you're therefore predicting Denmark to beat France, correct?
Correct. And I think it might be a draw. And I think France might lose to Tunisia or something crazy.
I just don't see that. I think France has
So are you telling me in a World Cup all the results is the favourites win, yeah?
No, I've got Australia coming second, mate. Master Ballbeck agrees with you. He's agreeing with you.
I think Denmark are top in the group.
I personally think France just has far too much of a strong squad. Look, even since the last World Cup, they've now added Karim Benzema to their ranks. Because Benzema didn't used to play for France because of some of those issues he had with recording someone having sex. But, okay, I'll take your point. Okay, I'll take your point. But I've got France and Australia. You've got Denmark and France there. Okay.
So moving on to the bottom half. So Group E.
I love this group.
This is a great group. I must admit. We've got Spain, Costa Rica, Germany, and Japan. This is an open group, I think, actually.
Yeah.
And I discount Costa Rica. I think they're a weak outfit. It's going to be between the three
Not as
of
bad as you
Spain,
think.
Germany, Japan.
Costa Rica are really not as bad as you think, mate. Defensively, this is how Costa Rica play, basically. Defensively,
Do they still play
so...
that Brian Luis from Fulham? Do you remember back in the day?
He is... I don't know whether he's in the squad, but he has played. But I tell you who they have got. Joel Campbell, mate.
Okay.
Joel Campbell for Costa Rica is a different man. Basically, the way Costa Rica play, they sit back, they soak up pressure. They've got a fantastic centre-back. I can't remember his name, but if you can, let me know. They've got a fantastic centre-back.
He plays for what?
I can't remember. I know his name from commentating, but I just can't remember.
Vargas?
Yeah,
Waston? Duarte? Chacon?
It might be Duarte.
Fuller? Martinez? Oviedo?
Brian Oviedo, he's a fullback. They've got Duarte. Mate, basically, they sit back, soak up pressure, and Joel Campbell gets the ball up top, and he's a magician, mate. I'm telling you that. He's a magician.
Plays for Lyon, Joel Campbell.
Joel Campbell is a player, mate, and he is going to cause problems for all three of those defences.
So are you having Costa Rica at the group then?
No, I'm not.
Okay, just picking Joel Campbell up. He will score some goals and still lose, right?
Look, this is how I see this group. Honestly, I think Spain are flopping.
I'm not mad at that at all.
I think Spain are flopping.
I'm not mad at that at all.
I think you've got a David De Gea at United that's in a bit of disarray. They don't even know whether De Gea's going to play. They have Morata up top, who does do a decent job for Spain, but he's just not the kind of guy you want leading the line going into.
It's not quite David Villa, is it?
Exactly. David Villa, Torres. Oh,
David Villa specifically, mate. With Iniesta in behind, it was just Fabregas.
It was always a David Villa, Torres sort of combination.
David Villa just was far superior to Torres.
Oh, come on, man.
David Villa is the best Spanish forward, apart from Real, to ever play the game.
I'll probably take that. Got Ben Shaw in. Oviedo's still playing. How old now? Evening, by the way. Good to have you in, Ben.
How are you doing, Ben?
Yes, he is still playing.
He's played for Everton, Oviedo, right?
Yes, he used to. I don't know how... He's not as old as you think, because I remember in a stream I googled that, and I was like, oh, he's not that old, but... De Gea isn't in the squad, Liam. What?
Yep, he didn't. He got dropped. Didn't make it. I should have picked you up on that.
Wait,
I think they put. Is it Kepa they put in?
I haven't put Kepa in.
Mate, I think they did.
Ruiz is captain. They play a back five.
They didn't. They put Unai Simon, Robert Sanchez of Brighton, and David Raya.
I mean, if you want my opinion, that's absolutely ludicrous.
No, I don't. I'm not bad at that.
David De Gea is a quality keeper in terms of a knockout tournament. Someone who's going to pull
Not really. I remember last time at the Euros, the ball went through him. Do you not remember that? He made that terrible match.
I know, but everyone makes mistakes. Everybody has those days.
Mate, I'm not a big David De Gea fan, so I would personally prefer Robert Sanchez of Brighton. I don't know much about this Unai Simon. Probably. I don't know if he's the number one.
FIFA. I think he used to play for Real Betis, unless I'm mistaken.
He plays for Athletic Club. But yeah.
Look, I'm going to cut to the chase. I see Spain flopping. I did have my reservations about Germany, but looking through their squad with the likes of Gnabry, Leroy Sané, they do have some youth in there now, actually, as well as the experience of Thomas Müller, who always seems to turn up at the World Cup.
I'm actually really looking forward to that. I feel like he's the guy who's leading with goals in recent years, isn't he, in World Cups?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think he scored that many last World Cup, but he's probably, I would hazard a guess, out of all of the players in the World Cup this year, I imagine he's the top goal scorer.
Okay.
Maybe Messi.
Should we get into some predictions for this group? Because you don't fancy Spain at all. Do we agree Germany tops the group?
No.
Mate, Japan are not topping the group.
Yes, they are, mate. The Japanese boys, mate, Taniguchi.
You've just watched too much
Yamamura.
of them.
Sakai.
What's the team you keep watching with the song you've got?
I'm telling you, you said people were talking about McAllister. People are going to be talking about Sakai.
Oh, here he goes. He's trying to have his moment in the sun.
For the rest of football life. Sakai plays for Kawasaki. Actually, Euro Reds. He doesn't play for Kawasaki, sorry. Euro Reds. Quality.
What's the Kawasaki song?
I'm your biggest fan. I'll follow you until you love me.
Kawasaki.
Mate, Kyogo up top.
I like
Kyogo.
David. So David, Ansu Fati, Pedri, Gavi, Rodri.
I forgot
Ballers.
about them.
Straight ballers. That is why I'm having Germany 1, Spain number 2.
I've
Call
got
me
Japan
boring.
1, Germany 2.
Okay, so moving on to Group F. F for failures. Belgium usually failing. Are they going to fail this year, Liam?
Well, they did just lose against Egypt in an international friendly warm-up game today. They lost to Egypt.
How much do you read into warm-up events? Reason I'm saying this, I don't know if you know, I do have some Italian link in my family. And historically, Italy have the ability to lose all matches before a World Cup and then go all the way and win it.
Yeah.
Same with the Euros.
I don't see Belgium having
They do
though.
that all the time. I don't think a friendly match means absolutely anything for a big championship at all. I don't think it's even an indicator.
Then why do they do them?
Because it's to get the team together, and I don't know. But they're doing it in an attempt to try and gel the squad, I'm sure. Get some tactics, try out some things, practice a few drills, get your tactics straight.
So here's a question.
Work on formations and stuff. But ultimately, I don't think it really has too much of an impact on when it actually comes to the proper event. I mean, England win all of their matches in friendlies. We could give England...
What about the 4-0 loss against Hungary in the Nations League?
Well, historically, England... I've seen them do it many times for a World Cup or Euros. They'll beat everyone. They'll go, oh, look, we've just beaten France 3-0. Oh, Messi, Argentina, we're beating them as well. And then we'll go play a World Cup and get absolutely smacked by Jordan or something.
Okay, so call me crazy, right? And you can tell me if this makes no sense. In terms of warm-up games, I don't read into it when they win them. So I don't see a team win their warm-up events, win their friendlies, and I don't look at those wins and go, that means they're going to win the World Cup. But what I do is if they are losing their if they are losing their warm-up games and losing it to much lesser opposition, i.e. Egypt.
Fix electronics. Egypt are good on the African continent. I think they're a good squad. You've got Mo Salah.
But they're not in the World Cup,
Mohamed El Neni.
But they're not in the World Cup, JG.
So, they've still got some good players.
I think losing to Egypt is a sign
Sam's
that Belgium...
I think Liam's been very stubborn tonight. I'm glad someone else has spotted it in the live chat. I know he's on his own channel, but I'm really noticing a very stubborn, difficult to get through to Liam tonight.
Yeah, by the way, guys, if you're just joining us, do smash that like button. We're 3 likes away from 10. If we can get there before the end of this stream, that'll be fantastic. Look, I'm not saying Belgium aren't going to qualify. I've got them top in the group.
Oh, gosh, that was... What a journey. From Belgium are no good. They're losing friendly matches. Oh, they're top of the group. They're all right.
I was just letting you know that they have lost. I was giving you my intel.
They're not top in the group, though. I'm going to have Croatia top in the group. And I'm going to have Belgium second. I think Croatia have better big tournament pedigree in recent years.
They do, but do you not feel they have a slightly imbalanced squad?
They have an aging squad.
The aging and imbalanced.
Perisic, Modric,
Kovacic,
Rakitic. I don't know how old he is, but I'm going to guess old aging. Lovren, maybe Mandzukic.
I
That's
think...
the top of my head. I think they're class players. I think Croatia, though, have a good footballing nation. I like them. I think they'll top the group. I think Belgium, I don't like their strikers. I don't know if Lukaku's there. Probably not. He's useless.
He is there.
He's no good. I'm not a fan of Lukaku at all.
Again, mate. What do you mean?
Don't care. He's not going to do well at the World Cup.
He's back.
I don't like it. I'd rather put Origi there. But yeah, Belgium, great team. De Bruyne, maybe a bit of Mertens or Hazard or one of them players. good defenders as well. But yeah, I'm going to stick with that. I'm going to have Croatia, Belgium, it for Group F.
We have got a Canadian in the chat, JG. Trouty, welcome. And we have reached 10 likes. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. Trouty is in and he says Canada will punish Croatia's.
Well, let's talk about Canada briefly, because I know you wanted to speak about them and you said they're winning you put a bet on them to win the World Cup, but yet they're not. Are they coming out of the group for you?
Yes, they are.
Okay, go on. Explain this.
I'm going to say 2 words to you.
Maple syrup.
No.
I'm hungry.
No. I'm going to say 2 words to you. Jonathan David.
FIFA merchant.
Mate, no, he's not, though. He plays for Lille. He's quality.
So we do this the rest of the preview just using 2 words each.
Yeah. Canada qualify. Look, I think Croatia, I think it's going to be tight between Croatia and Canada. But I look at it from this perspective. I see Belgium beating Croatia, okay? Therefore, if Canada can get themselves a sneaky little point off of Belgium, a sneaky little point off Croatia, they can win. They can get through with a win against Morocco.
I'm telling you now, Belgium, Croatia, if anyone's listening to this...
Yeah, David knew it, by the way. David knew it. Jonathan David.
Make sure you put all of your earnings, all of your career earnings on a 0-0. I'm telling you now, Belgium, Croatia is going to be a 0-0 match.
Okay, I see that. Look, I'm being a bit tongue-in-cheek. Look, shall I be serious? Shall I be serious?
I thought you was.
It's tough, though, but I feel like there has to be an upset, and we haven't had many.
Yeah, no, you have to put... Oh, listen, it's not a crazy one. I'm happy for you to do... What's it? Canada top and Belgium second, is it?
All right, they're in the song. We've got to have Maple Leaf second. Belgium, Canada, that's
okay, Belgium, Canada, and I'm going to go for Croatia, Belgium in that order. Okay. On to Group G.
Yes.
G for goals. Is Brazil going to score the most goals?
Brazil are going to absolutely walk this group. I think this could be... You know, when sometimes you get when you sometimes get one of those results in the group stages where it's like a 7-0, a 6-0. I think Brazil are going to get one here, and I think it's going to be against Cameroon.
I agree.
King of Just is in. Good to have you in, buddy.
How are we doing, King of Just?
You have been serious, Liam says Sam. I've tried. Hala Madrid, and then Trouty says Group F is tough. It is tough. I think Brazil are going to beat Cameroon.
Group F is a good group, by the way, just for the record. Morocco have that bit of flair, but sorry, let's go to G. Brazil, I agree, they completely walk it. Second place, it will be a toss-up between Switzerland and Serbia, and I'm edging towards Switzerland. I think Granit Xhaka right now, the Arsenal captain, you could argue one of the best midfielders in the Premier League. And I know some...
Mitrovic.
We did talk about him, didn't we, at the start of the year? We did pick him up, and we was right to. Mitrovic, of course, but I like Switzerland. A bit of Embolo, a bit of Granit Xhaka. I'm edging more Switzerland than Serbia.
I think it is very close, and I think, to be fair, that second place will be who can win between Serbia and Switzerland. And I look at Switzerland, and I think, can they deal with Mitrovic? Serbia always... Look, I'm not going to say I know all of the Serbian defenders. They're very well known for having a strong defence. Yeah. Whereas I think Switzerland are a bit vulnerable in that position. And I think Mitrovic will take advantage of it.
Oh, therefore, defenders, they've got Nikola Milenkovic from Fiorentina. They've got Milos Velikovic. They've got Stasicina Pavlovic. They've got Filip Mladenovic. And Srahiti Urkovic. And Srdjan Babic.
Think of it this way, JG. You've also got for Serbia Milinkovic Savic.
They're all pretty scary names. All these itches, I feel like they're just hard. You know what I mean?
They'll just go through you.
They're tough to get past. Well.
Nemanja Djordjevic says it in the chat. They've got Mitrovic and Vlahovic.
That's what I'm really excited to see Serbia Brazil, because I think all the flair of Brazil kind of like dance around. You're just going to get an itch, just go through one of them.
The thing is, do you look at that, like Brazil, I think they're pretty comfortably going to win that group. Do you maybe rest a Neymar against the likes of Serbia to ensure that he doesn't get injured?
You don't rest the best players in the World Cup, unfortunately.
But you can't. Well, I don't.
You can. You can, and
depends on the
there may be
structure
the
of it.
option depending on results and fixtures and who they're playing when. I don't have that to hand at the moment.
Exactly.
But personally, from how I feel with the World Cup, the best players on any given moment, you play them. You don't ever rest any player for a World Cup. You play your best team, and then there's no regrets.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I do agree. I've got a Brazil-Serbia 1-2. What about you? Brazil-Switzerland?
Yeah, Brazil-Switzerland.
Okay. Group H, Cristiano Ronaldo. He's here.
Well, Ronaldo, let's speak about him. So, apparently the media reporting there's a bit of a frosty reception with him and some of his teammates. We saw the one with Cancelo on the training pitch. We also saw with Bruno Fernandes in the locker room. The players have spoken out and said there's nothing to it. Ronaldo clearly has caused a bit of a stir in the media. Yeah. He's aging. If we talk about him as a football player right now, I don't think he's nowhere near as good as what he thinks he is. And he's going to be an average player this World Cup, quite frankly. I hate to listen. I know you want to get on this big hype of Ronaldo and you put him in your song, so he has to do well. But let's be honest, Cristiano Ronaldo is slowly becoming a washed-up footballer, and at the moment, his washed-up is still better than most. So he's about an average +1. So let's give him a 6 out of 10. We're going to get 6 out of 10 performances for Ronaldo for Portugal. Bernardo Silva is a far more impressive football player right now, and I think he'll cause more damage. Saying that, I think Portugal will be all right and be able to get out of the group because they've got some good players in there.
Look, and Nemanya's said something important here. We cannot forget that Portugal scraped through to get into this tournament. They lost to Serbia in the group stage, thanks to a last-minute goal from Mitrovic. They then scraped through against Italy, was it? It was against Italy.
Yep.
Portugal are here by the skin of their teeth. So it just goes to show, look, the European qualification is a lot harder than the other continents, but Portugal are not in the best of shapes. So I get what you're saying, but I do think they'll be alright. I think they'll come top. Just because I think the remainder of the teams in there are not very close to them. I mean, South Korea, I really do like them, but they're heavily reliant on the likes of Heung-min Son. And Son, although he is back from injury, he's wearing a face mask at the moment. I just think if he's not at full fitness and he's not completely on it, they might struggle. But
I mean, they're a bit of a one-man team, let's be honest.
They are, but they've got all the Kims, remember? Remember that? They got like 10 Kims. But I
look forward to you doing some commentary on that one, because you got it all muddled up last time, didn't you?
I think the second place will be a right scrap, because Ghana aren't here to lie down and let themselves be shagged up the bum. Uruguay have got the likes of Luis Suarez, mate. I need to.
I don't know when I can jump in, but I feel like I need to jump in now.
Right.
I think you're talking absolute nonsense. I would like to call you out on your channel. You're talking absolute nonsense. I'd love to use another word, but I don't think I'm allowed on this one. And I just want to clarify. For me, the strongest team in that group is not even Portugal. I think there's too many. There's too many egos, and there's a lot of disarray in the camp.
You don't think it's Ghana, do you?
I think Uruguay are by far the strongest nation there. They have some real good talent, and I'm going to start off. I'm going to start off with the best midfielder in the world right now. There's no one better. Do you know who it is? It's Federico Valverde of Real Madrid. Absolute talent, absolute beast. You see what he does, and he just drives that Real Madrid team forward. Valverde is a different gravy. I mean, I think I can see him going to like maybe a Man City for like £150 million in the coming years. I think he is actually going to be the player of the tournament. I think Uruguay will.
Got a lot of players at the tournament.
I think he's one of the players of the tournament. He'll be in the team of the tournament, should I clarify? And I think Valverde is seriously good. If you're looking at that Uruguay team, I think it has class throughout. You've got Luis Suarez up top. Darwin Núñez, not a big fan, but he can do a job. Edison Cavani, they've always had good striking options. Defensively, not too bad now. They've got a Barcelona defender in Araujo. They've got Jose Jimenez of Atletico Madrid. Oliveira of Napoli.
Yeah.
They've got just good players. Quartes of Lisbon. Bentancur, Tottenham. Pelistri, Man United. I don't know much about him, I must admit. Vecino for Lazio. And Lucas Torreira. I think they have a really good squad. I told you, I keep saying I like the South Americans. I like Uruguay. I think Valverde could be in the team of the tournament. I'm shocked you're saying it's going to be a scrap. They are the strongest team in the group. They're going to top it. Portugal second.
But JG, one thing you haven't considered in all of your great analysis, the Ghanaian spirit.
Well, what happened with that Ghanaian spirit when Luis Suarez handballs it off the line
exactly.
again?
He had to handball it off the line to
it worked,
beat them.
didn't it?
Well, I think the Ghanaian spirit could cause them problems. I'm not saying that Ghana are going to be...
Shout out to Sam H as well in the live chat. I know she's a big Barcelona fan, big of Messi, and she is liking a bit of Arijo. I don't know if I'm saying it right. But yeah, another baller. Uruguay, top in the group.
Look, I'm going with a Portugal-Uruguay 1-2. I'm guessing you're going with...
I thought it was a bit closer, the other ones.
You was edging towards his career at one point. They're gonna push them all the way. But
Sam H got Uruguay first as well. David saying Uruguay World Cup heritage. Of course, they've won the World Cup twice. Liam's just been very dismissive of them.
Look,
somewhat offensive.
I've got them qualifying, mate. But
well, you have now, after what I've said.
I think you're overrating them, mate. Cavani's aging. Luis Suarez is aging. Jimenez isn't what he once was, maybe in the last World Cup.
And who's Ghana got then? Or South Korea?
Baba Rahman.
Yeah. Okay.
Ex-Chelsea man, Baba Rahman. He's going to the World Cup. He's going to be there, and it's going to be fantastic. No, look, I'm going Portugal-Uruguay, mate. That's it.
Okay. So there we go. That summarises our World Cup preview of the groups.
So, all right, now what we do is we are going to get up the bracket.
Okay.
So, basically, what this means is that, so basically Group A and Group C will go again. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think so.
That's correct. This isn't correct. Wait. No, it is. So basically, if you look in the top left, right, that is the Group A winners versus the Group B runners-up. So for you, that would be Qatar against Wales.
I think this is where Wales win.
You think Wales are getting to the quarterfinals of the World Cup?
Yes.
That's a terrible knockout stage, man.
Okay, who have you got there?
Well, I've got Wales against
Ecuador.
Okay. And I'll have Ecuador winning.
You have Ecuador in the quarterfinals. That's such a better ring to it, isn't it, than Wales?
By the way,
it's not even the quarterfinals, is it? It's round of 16.
No, but you're saying Wales will win, and therefore Wales will be in the quarterfinal.
Okay.
The round of 16 is the first round.
Okay.
Fix Electronics is coming in with some facts, by the way. Ghana have Mohamed Kudus. They have Tariq Lamptey, Inaki Williams.
Oh, good
is
player.
Is that tickling your pickle at all?
Yeah, a little bit, but I've said my piece on Uruguay. I can't really back down now.
All right. So basically, you will have Wales going through to the quarterfinals out of that one. The other one on the right-hand side will be the runners-up in Group A, which you have as the Netherlands against the...
No, just to clarify, I have Netherlands topping the group and Qatar second.
Oh, you said Qatar will win in the group.
No, if you wind it back, I said Qatar second, Netherlands topping the group.
So you have Netherlands versus Wales.
I have Netherlands in the quarters.
Okay, so you got Netherlands in the quarters. I have in that one Ecuador in the quarters. Yep. And then in this next match, I've got England against... Sorry, I've messed that up again.
You have Netherlands as well at the start.
Yeah, I've got Netherlands.
Right, we both have Netherlands.
We both got Netherlands in the quarters.
Let's move it on. So next I've got England, Qatar. You've got England, Ecuador. I'm going to have England advancing.
Yeah,
you're going to have England as well. So we've got England, Netherlands. That was hard.
Yeah, all right. Okay. All right, and as we move down, we both got Argentina winning that group, and they are coming up against, for me, Australia.
Yep, and for me, it's going to be France, isn't it? Because I have them second in the group.
Argentina, France. Who's winning that one? JFG.
This is where I think it's going to be a poor tournament for France, and Argentina are going to be advancing
to the quarters, mate.
Vamos.
So Argentina will be against Netherlands, by the way.
Yep. For the quarters. Yep.
So I've got Argentina against Australia. I am going to go for Argentina as well. So I'll have Argentina versus Netherlands as well. And then the next match you will have your winners, Denmark, coming up against. Did you have Mexico second?
Yep.
Denmark, Mexico. I'm guessing you're going for Denmark there.
Yes, that's correct. I'm going for Denmark. The run will continue. They've just won the group. They're going to get through Mexico as well.
I feel like you've manipulated this for England to win, because now England have like quite a good draw. Whereas, of course, I've got France coming up against Mexico and France going through.
Okay.
So that could spell bad times for England. Okay, we move down. I've got Japan coming up against Canada.
Wait, Japan are top in your group?
Yes.
So, sorry. Just had to take a breather there. I think I've got Germany up against Belgium.
Germany up against Belgium.
And I think Belgium are going to come through.
Okay, I like that. That's a very good round of 16 matchup as well.
Yeah, really good one.
Belgium
Next
going
one's going to be
through there.
Spain versus Croatia. And I'm going to have...
Let me tell you mine first. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Forgot it's your podcast.
I got Japan versus Canada. I will have Japan winning that one. So I've got Japan going through to the quarters. And then the next one, as you just mentioned, for me, it will be Belgium versus Germany. What is your one?
Spain, Croatia.
Ooh.
Another really good match. And this one I'm really torn on, but I'm going to go Spain.
Okay, Spain in the quarters, I feel that's a stretch too far.
They dropped De Gea, so I like them even more.
Okay, I see that. Who have I got? I've got Belgium versus Germany. That's a tough one to call.
That's what I had actually for my
I just think Germany have that World Cup pedigree. There's something about, look, they don't always win it, sure, but they do always progress to at least the quarters, semis. You'd rarely ever see Germany go out in a round of 16. Of course, in the last World Cup, they went out in the group stage, unless I'm mistaken, but I feel like they'll shake those cobwebs off.
Okay, fair enough. So you're going to go Germany.
Yeah.
Right at the bottom.
We've got Brazil versus Portugal for you, and for me, Brazil versus Uruguay. And I think, for me, Brazil.
For me, Brazil as well. I think Brazil beat Portugal. And then Uruguay versus Switzerland. I'm going to have Uruguay.
Oh, what a surprise. What a surprise. You got absolutely no shocks in your draw.
What do you mean there's no shocks?
All right, here you go. Uruguay, Serbia, mate.
What do you mean?
My match is Uruguay, Serbia.
Yeah, you're going to go Serbia, probably. Can't wait to knock Valverde out, can you?
Sorry, I haven't got Uruguay. I've got Portugal, Serbia. Ooh. And that is a rematch. Portugal, Serbia, bruv.
Go on then, which one?
Serbia.
Okay, so you're having Serbia to knock out Portugal.
Well, they beat them last time, didn't they?
Right, let's go all the way back to the top.
No, don't shake your head like it's some sort of... Did they or did they not beat them in their last match?
I'm not actually that mad at that.
Actually, I'm faking it. It might have been a draw.
Serbia can do them, I think.
So I've got Serbia going through. Okay, so I think that's all of our round of 16s.
Yep, so it's quarter-final time now. This is where I can't really remember them.
I can remember them. So in the top one, we've both got Netherlands versus Argentina.
Is it not Netherlands, England?
No.
Okay, so just quickly, Netherlands, Argentina. Then I've got England, Denmark. Then I've got.
We could do it as we go down. It's quite. I can sort it out.
You can remember it. So first up, Netherlands, Argentina. I'm going to be going Argentina.
Yeah, I think that's a fair shout. I'm going the same. Go over to the right-hand side. I've got England versus France. And you have got England versus Denmark.
I'm going to be going England to beat Denmark.
I unfortunately see England's race being run in the quarterfinals against France. I've got France winning.
Ooh, negative Liam. He wants England out. Ever
I
since he's
don't,
moved to Singapore, he wants England to go out
I
early.
don't want them out. I don't want
Gareth,
them
you're
out.
the one.
Wait, let's sing. You
You
still
still
turn
turn me
me
on.
on.
Football's
Football's
coming
coming
home
home
again.
again. Right, they're going out in the quarters. Oh, sorry, I need to get this person out of the chat. Got one of them spam bots in.
Oh, there's girls in our city.
Yeah. It's girls in our city, yay. I was just happy for the concurrence. Look, I think England... I think they'll put up a really, really good fight against France. I think it might even go to extra time. It'll be 2-2, 1-1, something like that in regulation time. And I think that one might go to penalties. And I can see it now. Karim Benzema taking the fifth and France going through. I hate to be negative, but we have to be realistic. I know you're going all in for England there against Denmark, so be it. But I
think it's a winnable match, that one.
You think... Of course, every match in a knockout tournament is winnable, but the issue is France have been there and done it before.
I don't have France in mind, so it's easier.
That's true.
I feel like the decision's
been
made.
You've definitely manipulated that. So you got England in the semis.
Yep.
Okay. I've got France going through to the semis, and then as we move down, I have got... who have I got here?
Don't worry, I'll be able to do it as we go.
I must have
Canada. It's got to be.
No, I've got Japan. Sorry.
You got Japan, Canada, or something.
No, I must have Japan versus Brazil.
Yeah,
Japan
that's right.
versus Brazil. Yeah.
And I have Spain, Brazil.
Ooh, Spain, Brazil. That's quite a mad one. You know,
I'm going to go
gonna
Brazil.
Yeah, it's got to be. I'm the same. Japan, Brazil. It's got to be Brazil. And we're following quite a significant trend here. Yeah, we're converging to the same place. The building blocks of getting there haven't been the same, but we are converging to the same place.
And then on the other side, I've got Belgium versus Uruguay, and I'm going to have Uruguay beating Belgium.
Yeah, and I have got Belgium versus... Wait, I had Serbia somewhere, though. I must have Belgium, Serbia, then.
Serbia aren't in that little section.
Yeah, but they are. They are, in a weird way, they are. How did that work out?
No, you've got Canada.
No, I haven't. Canada are going out to Japan. No, I've got... In this one, I've got... Serbia. I don't know how this has worked out. I've got Serbia versus Belgium.
Okay. Who wins that one then?
Belgium.
Okay. So you're going to have Belgium. So you're going to have Belgium, Brazil at the bottom. And I'm going to be having Brazil, Uruguay. And at the top, I'm going to be having England, Argentina. And you're going to be having...
Sorry, I've lost my trail of thought. So basically, I've got my semi-final is this: Argentina versus France.
Yep, and Argentina, England.
And Brazil versus Belgium.
And I've got Brazil versus Uruguay. Okay, yeah. So it's pretty simple.
Okay.
So out of them, I've got three. I've got Brazil, Uruguay, Argentina, and England just in there. Bit biased, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, I think France's all-round squad, for me personally, is far superior to Argentina. I think Argentina have some really good creative players, and they've definitely got people that can score a goal, but do they have that grit and that know-how to win on such a big stage against the likes of France, who do know how to win a World Cup as of late? Look, there is the World Cup curse, and we'll get onto that later. But something is telling me that France is beating Argentina, and they're getting to a second World Cup final.
So back to back, recency bias there. France won it in
2018.
I agree, Sam. Definitely an agenda. I've got England, Argentina at the top. I think England are going to come up really close and bottle it on penalties, and Argentina will win on penalties with Messi scoring the final penalty, taking off his top, and just going absolutely berserk with it. I'm going to have Messi advancing with Argentina into the final, defeating England in the semis.
So you've got England going out anyway.
Yeah.
After all that.
Yep.
Fair enough, mate. Look, I mean, I don't think.
So you've got France in your final.
Yeah,
I've got Argentina at the bottom. Brazil, Uruguay for me. You've got Brazil,
Belgium,
Ghana, is it?
I got Brazil, Belgium.
Okay.
And I'm going for Brazil. I think Neymar. I think he's going to have a fantastic tournament.
What about Fred?
Fred? Oh, Fred, the CDM. No, look. Let's talk about Brazil for a second because I haven't delved into their top. The likes of Paqueta, the likes of Richarlison, the likes of who's the guy that just Rafinha. Their back
Bruno
four is
Guimarães.
exactly. Their back four is one of the most experienced back fours I think ever. Thiago Silva, Marquinhos, Dani Alves still at the club. They've got Edison and Alisson at the back. Casemiro, Fabinho. They have got the best squad by far. I've watched them play in the qualification stage against the likes of Chile. They absolutely...
Thiago Silva.
Exactly. Remember in days gone by where you looked at the likes of Chile and you thought, they're a pretty good side. They can cause problems for most teams in the world. Brazil completely dismantled them.
No, Brazil are the best squad on
it
paper.
Was nothing. I
agree with that. They really are good. Quickly, I want to go to the live chat. We've got Sam H and JG. You're going to go for a Copa America final. That is right. And David asking, 1986 repeating itself. Will there be a hand of God or something like that, JG? Because I've got England, Argentina.
There could be.
There's going to be some drama in that fixture. There always is. And that's why I said a penalty is going to go. I think it's going to be an absolutely ridiculous match. I cannot wait to watch something like that.
Okay.
The pubs are going to be filled in England. I just hope I have a good venue to go to if we get to see it.
Yeah.
I'll never forget it.
Yeah, I mean, look,
it'd be great if you're in the UK, but I don't think you will be for that.
I won't be.
Maybe I'll fly out to Singapore for you.
It'd be at like 3 a.m. So
maybe not.
We've got Papu Gomez for Argentina. That's a good shout. If France get to the final, I'm not watching any more international soccer. That's how much I hate France. Should have been a draw in 2018 when Australia played them if it wasn't for that diving Griezmann. So Master Ballbeck, a little bit emotional here. Trouty saying
I do remember that.
I don't remember that either.
No, I do remember that.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
You do. There's a lot of talent in Europe. Those teams qualified through great pain. I hope Liam watches his stream back. Even the small teams are good, like Luxembourg and Cyprus. Not really, but I do see what he's saying because there is a lot of depth of talent in Europe.
Right. Let's get these final predictions in because I have to leave this area very soon. So on the bottom, we've both got Brazil. I've got Uruguay. Yeah. You've got Belgium. I've gone all South America. I've done a lot of bigging up to both of these nations. Brazil, on paper, I agree with you. They do have the strongest squad of the tournament. However, I think Uruguay are going to be a massive surprise package.
Oh, don't.
And I'm going to have Uruguay advancing to the World Cup final. Luis Suarez.
That's absolutely ludicrous.
Luis Suarez scoring a hat-trick against Brazil in the first half, and Brazil are going to be absolutely bamboozled.
So
they're
you
going
just
to be like,
think what happened against Germany is going to happen again? You just copy and paste in what happened in that World Cup.
I'm telling you now, they're going to go 3-0 up, and they're not going to know what's hit them, and then Brazil are going to fight back in the second half, maybe 3-2, but never be able to get it back, and Uruguay are going to just sit back. They're going to go for Atletico Madrid.
I'm sorry, I just completely disagree with you.
Well, I'm glad, to be honest. I'd hate to agree with you with some of the predictions you've had today. So I'm glad we're on separate pages.
Look, I mean, I haven't got Brazil facing Uruguay. I haven't even got Uruguay getting to that stage. But I do have a Brazil-France final. What's your final, JG? Argentina-Uruguay.
That's correct.
So we have completely different final. I like this. Anything to say?
What's your final?
I just said Brazil versus France.
Oh, I mean, if you go down the book, I think that is number 1 and 2.
Yeah, it is.
Number 1 seed, 2nd seed. It just feels a bit like it's like predicting a Djokovic-Nadal final. Them ones.
Mate, I had Japan getting through to the quarterfinals. What do you mean?
But no, I'm only digging you out. With my one, it's going to be fascinating. Argentina, Uruguay. I think in a final, it's always a bit of a toss-up. Finals feels to me like a bit of a 50-50 match. I think anything can happen in a World Cup final.
No matter who you are.
It doesn't matter who. Yeah, like I mean, if it was Saudi Arabia, Brazil, I still think it's a 50-50 match. If it's a final.
I think 75-25 Saudi, if anything. Mate, it's in the Middle East. It's their climate.
Maybe, but I just don't know. I can't envision it. But it's just some Saudi guy I've never seen holding the trophy. Neymar just watching. Oh, God on him.
Imagine that Neymar's like crying and the Saudi boys are like...
Would be quite funny.
And then they find out like 12 months later it's all corruption.
The refs are just ball.
Yeah. I mean, so I think
Argentina are going to win it.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to lean towards Uruguay.
No, I think Argentina will win the final.
Okay, guys.
And Messi will retire after he's going to grab the mic and retire on the pitch.
He's going to grab the mic. You're acting like he's like Kanye West. He's going to go, I'm out of here, motherfuckers.
Yeah, I think he's going to do that.
Okay.
Drop the mic.
Guys, let us know in the live chat what your final is and who you have winning the final. We will read all of those out. But JG has Argentina winning it. Does that then put Messi above Ronaldo in the GOAT debate?
Yes.
Is he already above him in the GOAT debate?
Yes.
Jeez. But has Messi benefited from a better international side? Do you think if Messi was in that Portugal side, he would have won as much as Ronaldo has?
Hard to say.
Because I think...
I mean, if my aunt was a man, she'd be my uncle.
But yeah, fine. But I think if Ronaldo was Argentinian, he would have won a World Cup maybe a decade ago.
I think if I was Brazilian, I'd be best friends with Neymar. But you can't really verify it. That's the thing.
Yeah, these are good talking points. Okay.
They are good. I know what you're trying to do. I respect it, but I think it's a topic for another debate. Just one thing, it's quite funny. I don't think the fans can see it, but on OBS, it looks like you've got a clown's nose because you've got the red.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I see. Let's get rid of that. Okay. I think you know where I'm heading. Brazil, France. I think it will be a long time before we see back-to-back World Cup winners again.
Oh, here he goes.
I think I've just spoken about Brazil's squad. I think they've got the perfect balance between experience, talent, creativity.
Thiago Silva wearing the armband.
Phenomenal.
Holding the World Cup aloft.
Exactly, and part of that is me thinking that as well. Or will Thiago Silva have a mare and people will be saying he shouldn't have gone to the World Cup, he's too old? I don't think so. I think their squad is perfectly balanced.
Do you think Neymar will be player of the tournament?
No.
Oh.
Do you want to know who I think player of the tournament will be?
Richarlison?
No.
Is it someone in the Brazil team?
Yes.
Is it going to be a defender?
Yes.
Is it going to be the defender for Chelsea, we just mentioned? Is it one for Real Madrid?
No.
Oh, I don't know who it is then.
Wait, hang on. I've messed up, right?
Is it Danny Alves?
Well, no, I was thinking that Marquinhos might start, but I forgot about Militao.
Yeah.
So yeah, but Marquinhos usually starts, I think.
Yeah, maybe. So you think Marquinhos?
No,
not even sure if he's going to start. He's going to be player of the tournament.
Let's cut to the chase. I think if
Vinny Junior. We're not even spoken about Vinny Junior.
Oh, Vinny Junior, mate, they've got so much talent. Vinny Junior is an outside shout for player. He's an outside shout for player of the tournament, but I have to. If I'm being serious, if Brazil were going to win this World Cup, which is what I'm predicting, Neymar's going to play a huge part of that. Brazil don't win it if Neymar, as much as they have a fantastic squad, Brazil don't win it if Neymar's not firing. Or perhaps they do. Perhaps Neymar is what imbalances them a bit. Because you look at that Vinny Junior, Rafinha, Richarlison, that's a fantastic front line in itself. Does Neymar perhaps...
No, Neymar's so important, man.
But does he perhaps mess in the sort of Ronaldo
Manchester
United aspect? Does he sort of mess with
Neymar's he's there. He's the captain. Give him the armband.
I see what you mean. Yeah, I will. If Brazil winning it, which I've got, I will have Neymar as my player of the tournament. How about you?
Valverde.
You got Valverde as player of the. I like it. I like it. I think it's a bit niche. I'm not sure. Let's read out these finals. We've got Cameroon, Australia from Trouty. Love that. Angus is saying Brazil beats Saudi Arabia in the final. We've got no serious ones here. Australia versus England final.
It's a very liquid live chat, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean...
Rodrigo, yes, another good shout. Good player.
So, I've got Brazil Neymar as my team winning and player of the tournament. We haven't spoken about third place. Just quickly, JG, can you tell me your third place?
Yes, so that will be... Who's it against? I'm trying to work it out. It'll be against England... Uruguay.
I'm going to have Belgium come in third.
I'm going to have Uruguay come in third. England always lose the third place one. They lost it last time as well.
They just give up. They just
don't have their minerals, England. In fact, I won't even watch it. I don't think there should be a third place for a World Cup. I think it's an absolute. You're celebrating the losers. I just don't see I don't even want to watch that match.
I only see the value in that match from an Olympics perspective. If it was
I don't understand why the World Cup left the third place. In fact, I could do a whole rant on it. I've never watched a third place match for the World Cup.
I think it's money.
Yeah, but it's just a waste of time. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a waste of time. It's money. It's ticket sales.
Oh yeah, sorry, Uruguay in my final. Sorry, David, you're right.
Yeah.
I think I just love them too much. I forgot who my semis were, David. Who are they?
Your semis were England.
I know that one, England, Argentina. I forgot the bottom.
And you
Brazil, sorry. Brazil, England. Yeah, it'll be Brazil then.
Yeah, Brazil.
Brazil will absolutely smoke England in the third.
Yeah. I mean, that last one where England played Belgium.
Yeah, I agree with Angus, though. Who cares about third place? That's why I don't even know. It's ridiculous. Craig the Gecko, man, in. How we doing,
Craig? Sorry, mate. I've barely seen you, spoken to you.
I'll give you a shout out because I know you're a bit of a legend in this community.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, they're all legends, guys. If you haven't already, do smash the like button. We're 3 away from 15. That would really help us out.
Yeah, please hit that like button.
So we've done team of the tournament, obviously. I now just to wrap up, I want your dark horse and I want your top goal scorer.
Well, I think dark horse. Surely Uruguay can be a dark horse.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I see that. I'm going to have Japan as my dark horse, getting to the quarters, pushing people all the way. So shock horror, he's chosen an Asian team. No, but I think Japan did very well at the last World Cup as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Fair enough. And what was the other question?
Remember they went out to Belgium?
Did they still have Honda?
No, Honda's long gone, mate. Taniguchi, Sakai.
I don't know the players, I must admit.
Oh, mate, they've got one for Brighton.
Miriachi, is it?
Mitoma for Brighton.
Okay.
What a player, man. What a player. Minamino,
that's it, for Liverpool.
Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't play for Liverpool now, but yeah.
So Japan are my dark horses. Golden boot for me. I'm not going to give it to Neymar, although I think he'll be player of the tournament. I am going to give it to that man, Richarlison.
Okay, so I'm going to just give you some for the golden boot, because we're going to have to wrap it up after this. But let me just give you some names. So favourite is Harry Kane. Second favourite is Kylian Mbappe. We've not spoken about him. Third favourite, Lionel Messi. Fourth, Neymar. Karim Benzema. Fifth, Ronaldo. Lautaro Martinez. Memphis Depay. Lukaku. Vinicius Junior. So there's some of the big names, just to give you a little bit of an indicator. For me, I'm going to be going, out of all of them, Lionel Messi as the top goals at getting the golden boot.
I think that's a fair shout if you've got him in the final.
I've got him winning the whole thing, so...
I think, again, I've got to go with Neymar. I know I just mentioned Richarlison, but it's kind of tongue-in-cheek. I think if Neymar is my best player of the tournament, if I'm not having him as my top goal scorer,
you got France going quite far.
Yes, but I think...
Mbappe will be banging in for France.
I think France will be a lot more balanced this year because I think they've got Benzema back. They didn't have Benzema last time, so they relied on a lot of goals from the wide areas. You think about the last tournament they had Giroud, he didn't even have a shot on target or something, I don't think. So, personally, I think France would be a lot more balanced in terms of where their goals come from. I think the reason Neymar might win it is because, remember, I predicted them to beat a team like 7-0. I think they'll beat Cameroon convincingly. I think Neymar will probably get a hat-trick, maybe even 4 goals. And that will That will. Ooh, Sam H. Anthony. That is a good shout. Brazil.
Yeah,
He's not Brazilian, is he?
There he is.
He is Brazilian.
Yep.
I've never seen him play for Brazil. I'm sure he is, but I've never actually. How many caps does he have?
Don't know that, but I know he's in the squad. And they've got Gabriel Martinelli as well. Gabriel Jesus of Arsenal.
Mate, they've got the best. I think it's one of the best squads I've ever seen at a World Cup.
No, it's
and
mad.
I'm just going to say this, and as we wrap up, 20 years ago, Brazil won the World Cup. R9 pushed them there. 20 years later, I think they're going to do it again.
Lovely closing remark. For me, Lionel Messi is going to do it this year for Argentina.
Anything else to add?
Uruguay, watch out for them.
Is there anything else we should have spoken about? I don't know.
I think that is it. I think this is our World Cup preview. Go, please, check out the Liquidator song for the World Cup. It is amazing.
We'll be playing after this.
It will be playing very shortly. Also, go check out GTL Extra if you fancy it, or Game to Love Tennis podcast where we talk some tennis. Yeah. But that's all from me. It's getting late here, so I better get off to bed.
We're on the same time zone now, mate. It's late here as well.
Yeah, but you're all right.
You're just
there,
vibing. Legends. Thanks for joining us today, guys. Whether you've been from Game to Love or from the Liquid fam as well, you're all absolute legends coming in. I didn't think I'd get a single concurrent on this stream, and we ended up. How many we got right now?
12, I think.
We got 12. Not bad at all. So really do appreciate you guys. Let us know your predictions. I'll play the song a couple of times, but go check out the song as well. Go like the video for the song. It really does help out. I spent a lot of time on it, so could do with getting some money back. Oh yeah, let me hear that song, Liam, to Sam H. So JG's got Argentina. I've got Brazil. We'll see what happens in the World Cup. Maybe we'll even do a watch along together. If you haven't liked the video already, like the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.